Hello and welcome to everyone. I am Deepak. Today in this video session we'll be learning about SSL implementation steps on Elastic Beanstalk environments. So SSL implementation on Elastic Beanstalk environment can be proceeded with two scenarios, or we can say using two services. The first one is ACM, that is Amazon Certificate Manager, which is a fully managed service provided by Amazon or AWS services itself. So ACM is free, but you need to pay for the underlying resources used. So by saying this, I simply mean that ACM cannot be directly integrated or installed into the server. So you have to be using certain AWS services for the integration of ACM or to make it work. So you have to use either load balancer or a CloudFront or API gateways for its integration to make it work perfectly. So yes, you have to pay for the underlying resources. So for example, let's say if you used load balancer for the integration of ACM, then you have to just pay around $20 to $25 based on different AWS regions. So yes, that is a free service, but you have to pay for the underlying resources used. And the another service is Certbot, that is a third-party SSL certificate provider, and the certificates that are provided by Certbot are free and are valid for 3 months. And once the validity ends, you can just hit a specific script or cron jobs, or we can say commands, to just renew it specifically, and it will again be valid for another 3 months. So yes, it doesn't require any sort of underlying resources to be integrated on, as it can be directly installed onto the server, and it costs around, or we can say it costs $0. And yes, this is the best part. So yes, in this demo we'll be using the Certbot option over here. So we'll be using Certbot to configure our Elastic Beanstalk environment, and just have a demonstration also on this, so that things get pretty much of clearer at our ends. So yes, let's move to our another point. So the implementation of Certbot, or we say free SSL on Elastic Beanstalk, has two scenarios. The first one is the manual scenario. So in the manual one, we simply SSH into the EC2 instances that are created through Elastic Beanstalk, and we manually install Certbot dependencies and services that are required for it to run, and just see if that help us to gain our SSL certificate or not. So yes, let's move to the demo part to understand this step of the manual operation on the Elastic Beanstalk for SSL implementation. So that would be more clearer at our end. So let's go to our AWS management console, and I'm inside my Elastic Beanstalk service. So you guys can simply click on Elastic over here, and you can just search for the Elastic Beanstalk service onto the search box. So I'm already in my Elastic Beanstalk service. I'll click on environments, and I have already created two environments. This is demo 1 manual environment for my demo 1 manual demonstration. This one is demo 2 automatic environment for my demo 2 automatic demonstration. So for now we are looking into the demo 1 manual environment, so we'll be focusing on this. So yes, our environments are set up, and if we go over here and look for the prerequisite for this demo, so first one is need to have a domain or subdomain pointed to the DNS endpoint of the Elastic Beanstalk, and checking if the HTTP connection to the domain is working or not. So these two are most important things you need to do before you begin with the demonstration. So yes, I have already configured my domain name to the DNS endpoint of Elastic Beanstalk, and yes, let's check the HTTP connection to the domain if it's working or not. So I am using Route 53 for my hosting of the domain name. So yes, you can see that there's a domain name called demo1destipakdobi.com.np and demo2destipakdobi.np for demo 2, and demo 1 is for demo 1. So I have already configured all the records, and if I go to DNS checker, and yes, let me check the a record of it, and if I refresh it, it shows the error code of my EC2 instance that has been created by Elastic Beanstalk. So let me verify this, go to this one, and yes, you can see the IP is same, 35.153, 35.153, 124.255, 124.255. That's perfect. So yes, now let's SSH into our server using this IP. So yes, I have SSH into my server, and I have already installed Sortbot into it, as it's not that much of complex. You need to just hit specific commands for Amazon Linux 2, and you will be up and running in few minutes with an SSL certificate being configured into it. So I'll be just pasting those commands or link to their commands onto the detail section of this video, so you guys can look onto that also. So as I have already configured my SSL certificate on the server of mine, so it says a message that congratulations, your certificate and chain has been saved at this path. And yes, it is simply notifies that our Sortbot has been installed onto our server and are ready to use, and the domain name that it's been configured or integrated on is demo1.desdipakdhobi.com.np. so let's check this one using this command, if those certificates have been installed perfectly or not. So sudo sortbot certificates. So you guys can see, using this command I can fetch out certain data regarding the certificates available onto the server. So it says certificate name, this one, certificate serial number and expiry date, certification paths, and yes, this simply means that our Sortbot has been installed onto the server. So the installation is okay, but let's see if it has or tweaked the Nginx configurations also or not, as for the working of the SSL certificate of the Let's Encrypt, Nginx configuration is the most important one. So let's go to, okay, so I'm inside my Nginx folder only. If I do pwd, and yes, I'm inside /etc/nginx, let me ls and go inside Nginx main configuration file, that is an nginx.conf. and yes, if I go down and down and down, yes, I can see certain details that says server name demo1.desdipakdhobi.com.np, managed by Sortbot, and specific SSL certificate paths are also given over here. It says listening on 443, that is port for SSL HTTPS protocol. And yes, it seems that our Nginx server configuration has also been configured automatically using specific commands. So if I cancel and check onto my browser, if the demo has been, so my URL was demo1.desdipakdhobi.com.np, and if I enter, yes, you guys can see there is a log present over here that represents that the SSL certificate has been integrated onto my server. So yes, it says connection is secure. If I click on certificate, it says issued to demo1.desdipakdhobi.com.np, issued by RAR3, valued from 6/10 to 9/8, that simply means 3 months. Okay, and yes, our simple message says congratulations demo1, and yes, this worked perfectly. And now let's make certain changes to our code and upload our that changed code into the Elastic Beanstalk environment, and let's see if these changes are reflected into the browser side or not, with an SSL certificate also or not. So currently it's showing SSL certificate, and now let's me go to demo1. Okay, so inside demo1 I'll go to www root, I'll open it in new. Okay, let me edit it to notepad++, and before I have written over here congratulations demo1, and let me write it over here congratulations demo 1.1. okay, so I'll save it, and I'll go to my folder once again, I'll delete the previous one code. I'll select all and zip them. Let it a name or version. Let me give it a name, demo 1 version 1.1, and click OK. And let me go to my AWS management console and upload this change code into my demo 1 manual environment. For doing this, I'll go to application versions, I'll click on upload and choose the file. So the file is inside my demo 1 folder, and yes, the file name is demo 1 version 1.1, that is zipped. Click on that one, so it says file has been uploaded. Let me give it a description for demo 1.1 testing. And yes, you guys can keep the tags also as per your requirement, but I'll be leaving it as default only, and click on upload. Yes, it says that created application version sample application 2. This simply means that our sample code that we have changed has been uploaded. Now we'll select that one, go to actions and click on deploy to deploy it onto the existing Elastic Beanstalk environment. So click on deploy, and it says that deployment to demo 1 manual environment started successfully. To see event logs, we'll click on event pages, and it shows the events that are occurring into the background. So it says deploying new version to instances, and it will show other specific environments. So I think it will not take more than few minutes. So let me pause this video for now, and once the environment is up, I'll be connecting. So within few minutes only, our environment has been deployed, and it says in the logs, environment updated successfully, environment health has transaction from OK to info and from info to OK. And it says that application updated completed in 29 seconds and took 15 seconds for its deployment. Okay, so it just got deployed. And if we go over here, and currently we are seeing a congratulations demo 1 image, and once I refresh my page, it should show the change code, that is demo 1.1. So let me, yes, now you guys can currently see over here also that previously it is having SSL certificate also implemented, as lock is been implemented or over there. If I refresh the page, okay, so I think it's due to a caching problem. So let me cancel this browser again and open this browser. Open me guest browser, and again hit that command, demo1.destipaktobi.com.np, and yes, the changes have been reflected at our browser in, that is congratulations demo 1.1. but what, there is no key or lock over here. Okay, so that's not cool. If I go over here and again refresh it, our SSL certificate has been vanished. And yes, this was the disadvantage or demerit I was talking about with the manual option of integration of Let's Encrypt on the Elastic Beanstalk. So the reason behind it is that as I have mentioned previously also, that the SSL certificate has been installed directly into the EC2 server. So every time we update the code, the Nginx configuration files gets overwritten, and all the data into it goes with the default values present in it. So any changes made to the Nginx configuration just gets vanished. So every time we make changes to our application and upload it onto the Elastic Beanstalk, we have to just hit those specific commands again and again to implement SSL certificate. So let me check for that. So I'll go to sudo, or I can use that command again, sudo nano, and if I look right now, there is no any command related to Let's Encrypt or Sortbot. So all of them has been overwritten and been rolled back to default one as we have updated our application version. So yes, this is the issue with the manual option. So if I cancel it and check for the sudo sortbot certificates, certbot certificates, and yes, it says that a certificate is available. Okay, so the issue only over here is that the configurations of Nginx has been overwritten, and that configuration can again be resetted using a specific command, but that's sort of a tedious task if you have a specific number of servers. Let's say you have 10 servers, then you have to go into every 10 servers and just configure those commands, so that will be time consuming and will be a sort of a tedious and complex task also. And just imagine that the SSL certificate just vanished from your production site for a few minutes, and just hackers came into it and just did specific tasks that just made you into sort of issues. So that's not a perfect scenario in the production environment also, or in, we can say, in the real environment also. So yes, this was the issue. But if you guys need to again reconfigure the SSL certificate on this server only, then you have to hit this command. So this command is the command is this one, that is sudo certbot nginx. So if you are using Apache or HTTPD instead of nginx, you can keep Apache also, and manual preferred challenge, and just name of the DNS or domain that you are going to implement that SSL certificate on. So I'm using it in demo1 desdeepakdhobi.com.np. I'll copy this one and yes, paste it over here, click on enter, and yes, it says would you like to do, or what would you like to do. First one is attempt to reinstall the existing certificate from the beginning one, or you can just renew and replace the certificate again. So as our certificate details or dependencies are already installed in the server and only the Nginx configurations are overwritten, so we'll be choosing option 2 to renew it and replace the certificate configurations. So I'll click on 2, and it says that renewing the existing certificate for demo 1, and yes, it says congratulations, your certificate chain has been saved. This simply means that the SSL certificate has been already implemented. And if I go over here and refresh this page once again, and you can see the log has arrived. Yes, so this can be done. So this can be done, but it's not a real time or practical in practical scenario. It's not a good option to choose. So instead of that, what we'll do is we'll choose the automatic option. So in the automatic option, we'll be, instead of hitting those commands onto the server directly, we'll be writing those commands into a script, and we'll attach those script files into the code and zip it with the code and upload it to the Elastic Beanstalk environment every time we update our applications. So every time we update our applications, the scripts will also run with the application code, and will automatically just deploy the SSL certificate every time. So the SSL key will not just vanish anytime from our environment. So yes, we have seen the manual one, and we have talked about the disadvantage of manual one. So the disadvantage of manual option is eradicated by the automatic option. So let's go and see the demo of it and how it works. And yes, let me again go to my Elastic Beanstalk environment, click on environment. I'll go with the demo 2 automatic environment. I'll go inside it, and as previously also I have said, I have also just mapped the DNS of the DNS endpoint of this Elastic Beanstalk environment with the DNS name demo2.desdeepakdhobi.com.np. Okay, I just made a typo. Yes, it shows congratulations message and specific details related to Elastic Beanstalk.NET Core on Linux platform. Okay, so that's perfect, and there is a sign of not secure. So as it's showing that because we haven't implemented the certbot onto this domain yet, so we'll be doing that. So for that, we'll be simply writing specific scripts, and we'll be attaching that scripts into specific folders, and yes, that will work perfectly onto the further processes. So let's begin with the steps first. Yes, this one is the thing that was talking about. So yes, in the demo 2 we'll be first creating specific folders. So first option in the demo 2 would be to install Certbot on Amazon Linux 2. So for the first option or first point, that is installing Certbot on Amazon Linux 2, we'll be creating a folder that is EV extension. So if you guys doesn't have EV extension folder into your root directory, then you can create a EV extension folder, and inside that EV extension folder you will be creating a this file name. So instead of this 00 install Certbot file name, you guys can keep your file name also as per your requirement, but it should end with a .config extension. So for installation of Certbot, you have to create one file. For the installation or for the opening of HTTPS port, you have to create one file. For the configuration of certificate on Nginx and Apache, you have to create specific folders and write specific files inside it also. And for granting permissions, you have to write a specific file script also. And for automatic renewing of the certificate, you have to write a specific file also. So all these files contain specific commands that are written in ML format. So let me go to that code 1. So let me cancel it. So if I go over here, so this is 001 install certbot.config file. So you guys can name it as per your requirement. So this install certbot config file simply contains commands, or we can say script, that simply runs the Certbot dependencies and related we can say services for the installation of the Let's Encrypt or Certbot onto our server. And yes, and the important part over here is, in case if you are using Apache, so instead of Nginx, you can just keep the name of Apache over here. So yes, that looks pretty much good. So these are the commands related to installation of those ones. So another one is open HTTPS port. So yes, if we this is the commands or script that is used to open the 443, that is HTTPS port onto the EC2 instance on which the Elastic Beanstalk is related to. So if I go over here to my this one, so this is demo 2 automatic environment. So if I go to security and open it in new tab, currently it does not have HTTPS port enabled. So using this script it will automatically open that port if it's not opened already. So every time we update our application and forgot to open the 443 port manually from the AWS Management Console, then this script will run at the time when our application code is deployed onto the Elastic Beanstalk. And once this code runs, it will open the HTTPS port automatically with an source of 000/0 that is open for everyone. Okay, so that's perfect. And another thing is, you have to create a get certificate.sh. So this is the most important command. So you have to create this script inside the .platform/hooks/post deploy folder. So this is the format of Elastic Beanstalk working mechanism. So we'll be using post deploy folder as we want to implement our SSL certificates in them, and we want our SSL certificate to execute or remain on the executable path. So we'll be running this command that you are seeing in my screen at the post deploy state, because we want our Certbot Nginx configuration to remain every time we update our application. So yes, this is perfect. So instead of domain name, we'll be hitting our domain name, that is this. Okay, demo2, that is deepak.ob.com.np, and instead of Nginx, if you are using Apache servers, then you can give it a name of Apache. I'm using Nginx, so I'll be keeping that one as Nginx only. And instead of email address, let me give the email address of my Gmail account. So this deepak.com.np, and yes, we are okay to go. I'll save it. And another most important thing, if you guys are using Windows machine and you are deploying the application code from the Windows machine locally, then you have to go to edit one and go to end of line conversion and click on Unix. So currently Windows is selected, we will click on Unix, and if I go over to edit and verify if I have choose the Unix part or not, so yes, it says Unix has been chosen. So this is the part. So if you choose Windows, then it will create specific errors, and your SSL certificate will not be just configured properly and will not occur, and you will just create an error. So this is the most important part. So you guys can use Notepad++ or other programming third-party tools to convert this. So I am using Notepad++, and that is the best platform for me to change this one. Yes, so I have changed that one also. I have given my demo name also a domain name also, so on which I want to implement the Let's Encrypt certificate. I have given the email address, I have changed it URL permissions also. And yes, in the another script, we'll be just providing this folder, that is .platform/hooks/post deploy. Inside that post deploy folder, we have 00get certificate.sh. so this is the file. So we have to grant these files executable permissions. So we have granted it using this command, that is chmod +x. That simply means that we have granted all executable permissions to all users and groups. So yes, that's also good. And the final one is renew SSL certificate cronjob config file, that is used to renew our certificate, SSL certificate. So it contains a cron job that simply runs every day on 1 PM and 1 AM daily to check if the SSL certificate onto our server is valid or not, or expired or not. So once it's expired, it will renew it automatically. So there is nothing to worry about, and you just don't need to manually look for it and check for the expiry date always. So this solves that issue also. So yes, currently for this automatic deployment, we have only 5 files. So these 3 files, instead of get certificate.sh, this 4 files will be kept inside the EB extension folder. And EB extension folder is a folder that contains script files with specification on which program to install or execute when the service or application starts. So EB extension is used for that purpose. So any script files kept inside EB extension folder will run when the application gets uploaded onto the Elastic Beanstalk and when the application starts. So yes, that's great. So let me go and show you, as I have already configured those folders and files already. So if I go over to there, inside my demo2, you guys can see an EB extension folder. So if you at your side it doesn't have an EB extension folder, then you guys can create it as .eb extensions, and inside that these 2 are the default files, and I have created these 4 files, that is for installing Certbot, for opening this one for opening HTTPS port automatically, this one for granting write executables to our .platform/hooks/post deploy files, and this one is the script written in ML for SSL certificate cronjob for its renewal. So yes, we have currently 4 files inside our EB extension folder. So another thing, that is platform. we'll be creating a folder called .platform. Inside that .platform, we'll be creating a folder hooks. Inside hooks, we'll be creating a folder post deploy, and inside post deploy, we'll be creating a file called get certificate .sh with .sh extension, and inside that we'll be keeping this one code. So I'll be just giving the GitHub repo details of this code, so you guys don't have to worry about the codes. So you guys can fork that repo and use these codes at your end perfectly, and try this demonstration at your end also, for your production account also, for your production environment, or for your test environment, or for your staging environments also. So yes, these are the codes. So that's not a pretty much of complex ones, so you guys can simply use it and test these stops at your end also. And yes, okay, let me go over here. Okay, so if I go back to my folder, so my folder looks perfect. Let me delete the previous zip file, and let me go to www root and see. Okay, so let me change it a little bit. Okay, let me open it in new tab, that is edit with Notepad++, and give it a name. Let me delete these all stubs. And demo, let's say 2.1. Yes, congratulations, demo 2.1. That would be perfect. Let me save it and go to my folders section where my code resides, and go to demo 2, select all files. Make sure you have all the files inside this folder before you zip it. Please do recheck that, because that's important. In case any sort of file gets missing, then our setup won't be completed. So I'll click on that one, I'll click on send to, and compress it and give it a name, let's say updated demo 2.1. Yes, that's perfect. And let me go to my Elastic Beanstalk environment. So currently you can see that demo2.destipakdobi.com.np is showing not secure, because we haven't configured any sort of SSL certificates onto our server. So let me open it in a GIST browser. So there may be caching issues. So demo2.com.np. So yes, it's showing over here also not secure. So as we have configured the code over here, and inside that we have written demo2.destipakdobi.com.np, email address also given. Okay, it's not a valid email address. Let me. Yes, so this simply means that our code will be up and running, and yes, we don't have to manually go inside our server and hit specific commands, and don't have to worry about the vanishing of the Nginx configuration files, or we can say specific commands. So yes, I have zipped that one. Let me go to my AWS Beanstalk environment. Okay, inside my demo 2 automatic environment, go to application versions, go to upload and choose file. So let me go to demo 2. Okay, demo 2, I'll choose my updated demo 2.1 version and click on upload. Okay, so it says that created application version. I'll click on that, click on actions and deploy it. So it says the deployment to demo 2 automatic env started successfully. To see events, we go to event phases, and it shows that Elastic Beanstalk is updating your environment. So if I go over here and see that demo2.destipakdobi.com.np is showing not secure, and the email message over here is a different one. So I have updated my code with a message called congratulations demo 2.1, and yes, I have configured that with specific scripts written in ML to configure Let's Encrypt Certbot SSL certificate onto our server also. So let's see if it works or not. So let me go to my Elastic Beanstalk environment and refresh this once. It says deploying new version to instance. Elastic environment health has transition from OK to info. Yes, this information can be pretty much of good one in case if you get into any sort of errors. So within few minutes our environment has been ready and the health is okay. So yes, the event log says that the environment updated complete successfully, and let me go to the browser, and previously it was showing not secure and the message was this content, and as we change our application code from congratulations to this message to congratulations demo 2.1, and just configured specific scripts to implement SSL certificate on it, so without installing specific dependencies onto the server manually. So let me refresh this. Okay, so yes, I have refreshed my page and it shows that the changes have been reflected. Congratulations demo 2.1, and yes, SSL certificate has also been enabled, and yes, you can see the log. If we go over here, it shows that it's shipped to demo to desdeepakdobi.com.np, validity date. Yes, it worked perfectly. So our script worked perfectly. And yes, the main important thing is does it changes as our manual demo changed. So let's check that also. So let me go to my demo 2 folder, delete this one and go on www.root and open it on, and yes, let me change it to demo 2.1 to demo 2.2, and let me write it over here worked and save it. I'll go to the folder and zip these all files. So as you can see that while zipping, I have my XB extension folder, I have all of my code inside this files, and I have a file inside this folder, that is .platform.hooks.post deploy. So I am deploying all the commands or all the files by including all of them. So I'll select all, I'll go to send, I'll go to compressed, let me write it demo 2.2, and just go to my AWS management console and onto my Elastic Beanstalk service. I'll again go to application versions, I'll click on upload and upload my code, that is changed code over here, that is demo 2.2, and yes, click on upload. And yes, it says that our application version has been changed or has been uploaded. Let me click over there and click on actions and click on deploy to deploy it. Click on deploy. The deployment to demo 2 automatically can be started successfully, so it will take few minutes and our application will be deployed. So let me pause my video for now. So within few minutes our application is up and running, as it says environment updates completed successfully, application updated within few seconds only. And yes, if I go to my page over here, so previously it was congratulations demo 2.1 and I have changed it to demo 2.2 and added extra text also called worked. And yes, the lock is over here. So before I refresh this page, as we roll back to the manual option that we have configured previously, So previously if I refresh my page, the SSL certificate or SSL key was just vanished from here, as we have configured the SSL certificates onto the server itself, and every time we update the application onto the Elastic Beanstalk environment, the configurations that we have made at the Nginx gets vanished or overwritten, so that caused that issue. But let us check over here if that happens over here or not. So let me refresh my page, and yes, it says congratulations, demo 2.2 worked. But if we see over here, the lock is present over here only, so the lock or SSL lock has not been vanished, as our scripts have been intact and worked perfectly. So yes, as our scripts are intact with the zip file only, so every time we upload our application changed application codes onto the Elastic Beanstalk environment, the zip or the scripts that we have written also get executed with those changes, so that just make an effect on the SSL implementation procedure, and the SSL implementation also gets are the files that are related with the SSL implementation also gets executed with the execution of the change code. So yes, that's perfect, and then that resolves our issue. And yes, you guys can see, so every time you change the application code, your application code will be changed accordingly, but your SSL certificate will remain intact to your specific domain. So that resolves the issue, and it saves us specific cost also. Yes, maybe $20 to $25, but that's a specific cost. And yes, our demonstrations for manual and automatic options for implementation of Sortbot on Elastic Beanstalk has been completed. And yes, we do have one important thing to do, that is logging into the logs. So yes, that is the important thing also. So if we get into specific errors, so that may be the case in some of your sites also. So in case you get into those issues, you can simply go inside your server and check for the Elastic Beanstalk log files. That would help you further to resolve or get the resolution of your issue on the internet, or maybe with someone else also by the discussion point. So yes, let me go inside my server. Let me exit from here. So this is my previous manual 1 server, and let me grab my IP address of the demo 2 server, that is demo 2 automatic. Let me grab its IP address so that I can SSH into it. Yes, let me press this IP. Clear my screen, and yes, I'm inside my demo 2 automatic server. And if I click over here, sudo certificates, sudo sortbot certificates, to check if the certificates are installed and applicable on the server or not. Click on yes. It says certificate name demo 2 and serial number related to certificate, the key is related to it. Yes, it's working. And if I go into cd var or cd etc/nginx and open the main nginx file, I can see that yes, there's a server name. So this is the file that are related to Let's Encrypt, or we can say Sortbot, and it says that is it configured with the specific domain name. So I'll click cancel it. I'll clear my screen, and let's go to the logs. cd/var/log ls it, and you guys found specific logs. But here are few logs that are specific and are very important in case if you fall into any sort of errors during the deployment phase. So the first one is cfninit. So this is the log file. Okay, so this is the log file that checks if the EB extension scripts were executed properly or not. So this is the log file where the results of the, or if we get into any sort of errors while the execution of the files that are inside our EB extension folder, then we can see these logs. So if we click on over here, it says everything works perfectly. Started building completed, started another building phase and started completing. So I just can't see any sort of error message over here because our scenario has worked at our end. So you guys can do that one, and you guys can go into another configuration file, that is ebhooks, ebhooks.log. So this is the command, or this is the full file of the log that contains deployment steps related to the hooks. So for us, the hook was inside that platform /hooks/post deploy folder, and the file name was related to .sh extension, and we had a specific let's encrypt, or we can say Certbot related configuration file inside it. So let's see if that executed or not. So that file was the main file. So yes, we can see that congratulations, you successfully enabled the HTTPS for your domain name. And yes, it says the congratulations message. This simply means that we have just successfully implemented the SSL certificate. So if you guys cannot see the SSL certificate installed onto your server or into your domain, then you guys can check this specific logs and find out the reason behind it. So yes, and another one is sudo nano eb nginx logs. So this is the log file that contains the overall configuration files, or overall log for the nginx, or we can say load balance, contains overall configuration logs for the Elastic Beanstalk. So you guys can find it, all the logs over here. So this is also one of the most important log files in Elastic Beanstalk. So yes, you guys can see a lot of specific logs, so you guys can fetch out the errors if you get into one. So yes, we have talked about the log files also. So yes, let me check the cron job. Sudo cron tab -l. So if I hit this command, I can check that the cron job also has been implemented. So for the cron job, we have created a EB extension folder, and inside that folder we have written a file that contains this cron job. So this cron job file has also been executed, and the cron job has also been implemented at the server end. So we can see that also, and yes, everything looks perfect. So if we go back to our main part, so we have implemented the manual part, we have implemented the automatic part, and we have just covered the disadvantage of the manual configuration or manual option of implementation of Certbot on the Elastic Beanstalk by using the automatic option, and the issue has been resolved. So you guys can try this at your end also, and yes, that would be perfect. So that would be perfect. And at last, I would like to thank to Mr. Marcos Scandell and Robert Lin, as I was into the researching phase for the creation of this video. So I found the documentations written by these guys, and that was pretty much of helpful. So I want to thank to these guys again, and I want to thank you all also for watching this video till now. Hope this helped you in your cloud journey, and yes, we'll meet soon.